from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA, Bryant Jennings.
This video breaks down one of the most disciplined heavyweight title defenses in modern boxing history. Not just who won, but why they won. You'll see elite ring IQ, championship control, and the small technical details that separate a contender from a champion.
The reigning, defending, universally recognized, true Dr. Steel Hammer, Vladimir Klitschko.
You men both received my instructions. Obey my commands and protect yourselves at all times. You're boxing at the bell. God bless you both. Touch gloves.
Good luck. Touching in the ring is illegal, and if it were properly refereed, he wouldn't beat anybody.
Respect you early.
And while Jennings has a serious... Klitschko pawing and tapping.
Respect him right away.
Klitschko's got to be an extra terrifying proposition.
Jennings has much greater capacity for footwork than the kinds of guys. And Klitschko's great jab and hard, straight right hand. In recent first power punch he's thrown. With whom Vladimir has been in the ring in years. And now quick little left hook for Klitschko. Right hand across. Trying to be elusive. Vladimir simply planting.
Maybe his best knockout weapon at the moment.
Klitschko brings the right hand over the top. When you get up close to Klitschko, hit him with something.
He does, Max.
What you're seeing here is classic long-range heavyweight control. Vladimir Klitschko uses distance, foot placement, and a consistent jab to neutralize speed. A textbook example taught in elite boxing gyms across the US, UK, and Australia.
That's one of the biggest things about him is his massive arms and his shoulder. It becomes a big problem for the opposition.
Much more liberally in the dressing room before the fight.
Aware of that big punch that you possess.
See, in Vladimir's game, he doesn't throw many body punches, if any at all.
That's why they're better at long distance punches, like the straight right lead and the jab.
Vladimir can start faster than has been the case through much of his career.
Hello, would I have sent him over there to spar with Klitschko?
Earlier in the round, Jennings said something.
Klitschko working the jab now a little bit more aggressively than in round one.
Here is he needs to land a big shot like that.
Maybe get out of the pocket, but moves just well enough in the pocket to avoid the pressure.
Expects the fight to go the full 12 rounds.
Instructions to the ref, and then right afterwards, he rushes Klitschko.
There goes that left hook we want to see. If he throws that punch, he can make it a very interesting night.
You can see that Harold Letterman has scored the first 2 rounds for Klitschko. Roy Jones, Deontay Wilder did choose to go
out of it.
Yeah, Klitschko just landed that good straight right hand.
Wide body or a guy with enormous legs, and it's not often you see
unloading that right hand. That's what we saw at the end of the top of Jennings' jab.
The camp of a heavyweight champion and spars with him.
Well, you gain experience for sure. That's
when you see this, but he seems to generate a lot of power, Roy, with those big muscular, vascular arms.
He does, man. I mean, yeah, Vladimir stalked you all night long. He's too tall for that. That's that good right hand. Like that right there.
Right! Off and back. That's it.
Jennings has felt Klitschko's power, and it hasn't even been the full brunt of the fight.
Likewise, a pupil of Emmanuel Stewart's, heavyweight fighter himself.
He's trying to throw his rhythm off, go outside, get inside.
Bad habit, but I think that's what
his career. Hasn't been a particularly fast start here, but he lands another right hand there. Bryant Jennings has only been boxing for 6 years.
You're doing good. Just keep boxing. Basic boxing. Keep boxing.
You gotta let the hands go, man. You gotta get closer and let them go.
They're both wary of each other's power. Harold, how do you have it through 3?
I got it.
He said you can't hold him no more, meaning the rest of this fight he doesn't want to see clinches.
That left hook if it landed.
The way he twists his whole body to avoid punches.
Like that. Those are the type
of yellow Ukrainian flags up there, and they came to life when Klitschko landed that
left jab. You know, he fights tall. The guy that fights tall has a hard time going to the body.
Jennings came back with a fusillade.
Right there, Jim.
To avoid punches.
Yes, good body shot by Jennings.
for the big shot, never pulls the trigger because the opening's not there because he doesn't do the things
that he has to put on Klitschko.
His head go.
But that was after throwing upward of 90 punches per round.
Body shot.
He retaliated.
Yes, he did. And I'm telling you, Jennings is looking really good.
Well, another thing I think Jennings is showing us early on here.
And we all know that the Giant does tire badly.
Hand bomb to land on Jennings' jaw to see what happens.
Like they should when they know that he has shown in the past a very difficult time.
Champion, 6 years in the game.
You know who Jennings reminds me of a little bit? He sort of reminds me
April
of
10, 2004, he basically collapsed from exhaustion. That is sometimes a punch that bothers a fighter, Roy.
Yes, it is, because he catches him at an unaware. He doesn't lean left or right hardly, so he doesn't see many opportunities to throw it.
Straight right hand by
a guy that just goes in there and lets it all hang out.
And by Klitschko, Jennings drops his hands to say, "Oh, you can't hurt me," and comes back ripping to Klitschko.
Can't hold him no more.
Referee is Michael Griffin out of Canada. He's an excellent ref round. It's been a devastating force for him in recent fights. 3 of his 4 knockdowns have been in the upper deck of Madison Square Garden. We know that because of the preponderance of blue and yellow.
And he kind of moves side to side a little bit like Leon when he's being aggressive.
Nothing to the head.
And in the corner, it sounds like Jonathan Klitschko really improves Jennings' chances.
Well, and Klitschko detractors like Fred Jenkins, Jennings' trainer, would say if he has taken Klitschko's shots. I don't think Vladimir has landed an A+ yet, but he's landed.
You gotta keep working them. Keep working them. Okay.
If you're enjoying this kind of breakdown and want more fight analysis, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. This footage comes from a professional world championship bout, broadcast from Madison Square Garden, used here strictly for educational and commentary purposes.
Keep working them, son.
We see Klitschko start that round out with like 3 or 4 jabs right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 3.5. Then he holds. No big right hand, no left hook, Jim.
Are jabs, but that means 21 of them were power punches. He's had a couple of good right hands, but really hasn't. Leon Spinks had a great deal more experience holding in the normal rhythm for him. American fans seem to be warming to the possibility that Jennings can get something done.
Well, he's a competitor, and that's
hasn't been able to land an A+ power shot. Inside, Klitschko stopped him in his tracks with the jab.
5-1
Jennings.
Klitschko.
Jennings landed his best shot of the night, a less experience than Bryant Jennings. Once again, it's amazing.
This is always the danger with this kind of strategy to break Klitschko at this point.
Break. I don't know if he hurt his right hand or what. But look, he throws all left jabs.
And jab! Keep the
Seated in the few fights that Klitschko's lost earlier in his career.
That was another good fight.
There you go.
Box with him. But Jennings isn't making it all that easy. Some progress, but maybe not winning rounds. Let's see how Harold Lutterman has it halfway through.
Fast Freddy. Good time. I should say good fighters.
A really good right uppercut on the inside.
That counts as the first warning. You hear 2 of those from a ref. The 3rd time, usually he will
win a couple of more rounds and make this fight close.
Vladimir with his feet this round. You don't land punches. Listen for a moment to Fred Jenkins and the instructions he's sending to his fighter.
By the midway point in the fight, wins a round, has done some good work in the last 30 seconds.
Which Vladimir felt compelled to answer with an uppercut of his own.
Yes, he did.
Though. It's not like Klitschko is really doing the left hook, though. It's basically just the jab.
Very reluctant to let his hand.
Step to the left, step to the right. You allow the movement. Just box the man. That's all you got to do.
He see him jump in with a lead hook followed by an overhand right that finally got to Klitschko's chin.
We go to round 8 of his scheduled 12. A lot of people thought Jennings is the one who believes he has something to lose and is concerned about it. And Jennings is almost definitive to reverse the momentum. The point.
That's precisely how a ref should behave.
Yeah, that's really the key. It's an athletic performance.
Little doubt in his mind.
Another left hook lands for Jennings.
Yes, it was. I think they traded.
But besting Klitschko in the power area, 43 out of 150 thrown.
You call timeout before you tell him that. You put it in his mind, this is a real thing. If you do, and you've already warned him.
And Vladimir's bleeding under his left eye. Concern.
At this point, but here he is.
And I think he just landed a really good left hook on Klitschko, too.
Here's the right hand for Klitschko by Jennings. And Klitschko hasn't been in with a lot of great athletes.
Oh, and there's a certain level of determination here.
Letterman gives that round to Vladimir Klitschko as well. So he's safe on the scorecard.
Done that from the beginning of this fight. Every now and then, just give in to this sense that there's impending doom.
Klitschko out because as a professional,
It's in a big shot that lets Klitschko know I'm here and I'm competitive, and maybe.
Let go his head. That's the last warning. You hold this guy again. I'm taking point from you. Let's go. Box.
And of course, if Jennings decides to open up and try to recognizing exactly what you saw. And there's a hard right hand to the degree to which it hurt him, but it was a good shot.
This is where championship experience matters. Fighters with international pedigree understand how to manage fatigue, pacing, and refereeing style, something often emphasized in European and Commonwealth boxing systems.
another cut by himself as a heavyweight.
Point is, Klitschko looks more.
Almost as though Vladimir now feels embarrassed.
When Klitschko is not allowed to use that hold.
Hard right hand by Klitschko. Hurt Jennings. Right hand for Jennings. Caught Klitschko on the chin.
And it was a hard jab behind it, and you see him throwing that jab.
Created by Michael Griffin's very disciplined enforcement of a no-holding rule against Vladimir Klitschko.
He sees Jennings try very hard to land his overhand right. He missed it. Klitschko did the right thing and just stepped towards it and turned that shoulder. But here you see Klitschko land the best right hand of the night.
I'm going, Vlad.
Jennings the 9th round. I wish he'd keep it up. Rush Klitschko. This fight is over. He's going to find that Vladimir held him an awful lot. He's doing it again.
All right. He's going to take a point for holding, so I'm overruled.
Too good. See the rematch because Jennings, with such little experience, is learning so much here.
Out. People were disappointed. He got bad reviews.
Good body shot.
Immediate danger of this, but after the first point comes the second.
Especially
another shot at
eventually.
And if the scores are 117, 110, for instance.
Times that Vladimir held Bryant Jennings after this fight is over.
For a long, long time. If he doesn't knock Jennings out tonight.
There's not too many, there's only 2 rounds left. But I think Klitschko already has that in mind.
I wouldn't be surprised if people would like to see this again because if he can
taking another point, it seems, but didn't.
And we got to give Klitschko some credit too. He has to be
came to see the heavyweight champion. Ibrahimov ran.
It also speaks to Klitschko's dominance that if
exactly the same experience.
Meantime, this referee's disciplining of Klitschko in a position to punch him to see, I'm not holding, but he was. He began the clinch. It's left in the fight, so it's not over yet. Maybe a rematch eventually.
Klitschko, he hasn't thrown many of those.
There you go. That's
Jennings in the round, and he landed a couple of solid right hands.
See how determined Jennings is to win this thing in the 12th.
He see Klitschko land a good uppercut on the inside, followed by right, left, right, another left, and he does not clinch after that.
Move in boxes last round. Stay your rhythm.
Box, fellas.
That last jab was the hardest, most telling punch of that to land one.
And while we're talking about all down the stretch in the 12th round, another right hand, wobbled Jennings, and stood up, but Jennings did. More than halfway through the 12th. Another big right hand bites, 15 of them by knockout. So he's been in the 12th round before, including in the fight with the Bryant took lands for Klitschko as well. Now the left hook and another right. Finally in the 12th round at age.
Win or lose, fights like this remind us that boxing is a science as much as a battle. Respect to both athletes for a world-class performance. For more breakdowns, history, and lessons from the ring, stay subscribed.
39.
Yes, he does, Jim.
Isn't that amazing?
Jennings breaks out of his shell and tries again. Klitschko is keeping him at bay.
Over 40 years old. The guy's falling down when they taste that right hand.
Absolutely right.
Your hands are free.
Seconds to go. Klitschko wants one more shot. And they make it to the bell. A lot of respect right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Mecca of Sports and Entertainment, Madison Square Garden, New York City, we go to the scorecards. all 3 scorecards to the winner by unanimous decision. And still, the unified heavyweight champion of the world, Dr. Steel Hammer, Vladimir Klitschko.